Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage, welcome to our UCC 22 prep. So as you can see, the drag truck is on my trailer. I actually pushed it out last night from the garage, winched it up on the trailer, got it all locked and loaded. So today when we got done work, well, you guys saw the title of the video, we can go get our new Freedom Racing engine and we can stuff it in the truck. So I decided to get the truck out of the garage rather than messing around on my rough pavement and all that, trying to get the thing situated. We're just going to take the whole truck up to my dad's shop where the engine got delivered. We're going to stab this thing in, hopefully get our the engine seated, get the adapter plate in, get the flex plate in, get our engine mid plate in, so the engine's going to be where it needs to be. Then we'll bring the truck back to the house and we'll get this thing into the garage so we can start getting it decked out and ready for our first fire. So that's kind of the game plan. Pretty exciting. Haven't seen this thing outside of the garage in quite a while, especially on the trailer or anything. But anyhow, without further ado, let's get moving. So guys, as you can see, the truck is back in the garage with our brand new Freedom Racing engine. Yeah, so got the dad's shop and we just started putting this thing in. Making a video was definitely secondary. Wanted to get this thing installed in the truck, just figured it was easier to take it up there. Definitely a bit of a pain in the butt getting it back in the garage with the big race trailer in the way, but we got it in. So here is our new racing engine. So we'll go over it real quick. Definitely still have a lot of work to do. Got our fuel rail plumbed while we were there at Dad's shop. Got it in. Got our mid plate in, our motor mounts, all that kind of stuff. Just kind of setting ourselves up for success. One thing with me not having a cross member in here anymore since I got rid of the front of the frame, we did have a little issue. Luckily Bob was there. The frame rails kind of came in. But once we got our mid plate bolted up and all that, everything was fine. Just had to pry the engine over a little bit in order to get that bolt in. So maybe we need to look at putting another engine cross member in. Anyhow, I think it'll be fine. It was fine at Quarryville. So here's our new Freedom Racing engine, and we've made some significant changes. So the one big change that you can see is we now have a 1-inch deck plate. So there's a piece of 1-inch steel between the head and the block, and all of our cylinders are sleeved. This was done to strengthen the block and make it even stronger than it was before. One of the other big changes that we have, we'll go to the other side here. Man, that thing looks good. Man, that amber fire pearl, I love it. Definitely looks killer. So anyhow, as you can see here from the lower water port, this block is filled. So you guys might be wondering, you know, our other engine was a Hamilton solid block. We actually changed the block out in this to a Hamilton HD comp block. It's normally a wet block. It's the same block that Chris Patterson uses in that green dually. Ours is filled. I'm not sure if his is or not or whatever. But anyway, the reason we did that is that there is more girth in the bottom end of this block than the solid iron block that we had. So Hamilton has added a lot more beef to the bottom of this thing to keep it from basically ripping in half. So Sean Baca's block, solid Hamilton block. The power driven block, same thing. So we decided to upgrade to this. I know of a few other guys who have broken the solid iron blocks as well. It's just we've gotten to a point where that badass block is no longer feasible for what we're doing, especially with the UCC dyno, as we saw last year with the parts that were scattered all over the stand. So that's why we went to this HD block. Now, why did it take us so long to get this thing? Well, for one, parts availability. Just terrible getting parts right now. The other thing is when I was at PRI last year in December, stopped over at Freedom, you know, was talking to those guys, and kind of got the itch because Derek's block was sitting there and I wanted to go to a billet block. Time frame wise, it just didn't work out. We were going to try and lean to go that way. Didn't work out. We wanted to get something together so we could race this year and all that. Is a billet block in our future now? I don't know. That's to be determined, but that was the big holdup. Was I, you know, kind of pushed the, you know, let's try and go that route. And it just didn't work out. You know, once again, parts availability and just trying to do something like that. So we're going to let our buddy Mr. Rose test that thing out, and then maybe we'll dive in a year or two. We'll see. So that's the big holdup on the engine. It is definitely now crunch time for UCC. This thing looks killer in there. I love it. We got a new Freedom Racing Engines valve cover that just looks awesome. But our fueling is still the same. We still have our 500% ordnance injectors from S&S. We still have our S&S dual twin 12 millimeter CP3 pumps. We got fluid amper, obviously. We're still sticking with the Waterman. Other than it being a different block, and now that it's deck plated, it's pretty much the same setup as it was before. So the deck plate, I'm hoping, does not cause too many issues, being 1 inch taller. One issue we've had already is that our fuel lines here that come down to our CP3 pumps, as you can see, it does not look as good as it used to. We had to massage these in order to get them to meet the pumps because there's now a 1 inch difference in the gap. So hopefully turbo setups and all that, we should be fine. Hooking our intake piping up should be fine, because if you guys remember back before, we raised our brake booster up 1 inch. So that should be great. We have good clearance on our rack and pinion. So that's enough jibber jabbering. That's our engine. Tell me what you think of it. Looks like a lot of, you know, lot going on over here, and it is. And once we get our ECM and all in, it'll be even busier. But just looking at it here before we get our turbo on there, man, it's gonna look gnarly. And I can't wait to get our freshly Cerakoted exhaust manifold and exhaust housing for the turbo on there. I think it's definitely gonna make this thing pop. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I gotta get to work. We got UCC in very short period of time. I have no idea when this video is going to come out because this is the priority. So anyway, guys, tell me what you think. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, follow down below. Catch you guys in the next one. Get out in your garage, get the wrenching on your truck. Man, just would you look at it? It's just That's beautiful. One thing I forgot to say in the video, here is our damaged piston from last year. I'm looking at the top, just a little melty melt on the side, but yeah, that whole side of that piston is just trashed. So yeah, that's it's 2,000 horse, UCC, carnage, whatever, you know. Don't know if it got hurt then, the sled pull, I don't know, but yeah, look at that piston. You can see right through it.